Hi! For this part, I hope that you've watched part one of naming branch alkanes. We will be discussing a much more complicated example today so as to concretize further the series of steps I just discussed on how we name the branch alkanes. Now remember, the point of naming your branch alkane is that you need to recognize what's your longest continuous chain, and that's going to be your parent atom or parent chain, and that's going to be the basis for your parent's name. Second is you look into your substituents or your branches and you name them as alkyl groups, in which their names will just make use of the prefixes that we learned from the straight chain alkane. And then right after that, we number the carbon atoms in our longest continuous chain, starting where the branches are most close to, or in terms of equal distances, we will look at the alphabet, the first letter of the name of the branches, excluding the prefixes, and that's going to be the basis for our numbering. And then when we name them, we look at where the numbers of the branches are, and then the moment we use that number, it will follow with the alkyl's name. And then if ever the alkyl is more than one, we will use the prefixes di, tri, tetra, penta, and so on and so forth, and then to be followed by the parent's name with no space. So much for what I just said. Let's now look at another example. This is the example. Now, looking at this example, in the first step, we need to look at the longest continuous chain. So we have, I am sure you have two things in mind. You can count it this way: one, two, three, four, five, six. Or you can have this: one, two, three, four, five, six, in which both are the same. Which of the two will you choose? Both will give us six. The others will give us less than six. So you have only two options for the longest continuous chain. Now, in this example, you need to choose the longest chain that can give you the most number of branches. If you choose this, you only have one branch, which is this. But if you choose this chain, you will get this branch and this branch, in which you know already which we prefer. We prefer the second figure because it gives us two branches compared to one in which it will give only one branch. So now we are able to figure out our parent chain, which is this. It's time for us to number them. How do we number them? We number it where the branch is closest to. We figured out that this branch is closest to this carbon. Therefore, when we number them, we number it beginning this, not beginning here, because it's too far from the two branches. So it's but right to number it starting from here, go all the way to the sixth carbon. Remember, the numbering will only be for the parent chain, not including the branches, because the uses of the numbers is for us to locate where the branches are located. And so we're done numbering up to six. Now it's time for us to locate our branches. Our branches are the ones in red. You know that. So the branch on carbon number two is just one carbon. So we name that as methyl. The second branch is on carbon 3. We have two carbons, this and this. So that means we will name that as ethyl. So that means there are two different branches. We cannot combine them in a name, and we cannot use a prefix, unlike the first example I discussed in part 1. So they're named differently. So where or what should we put in the name first? Now we base it in the alphabetical order. We look at the first letter of the names. So methyl is M, E for ethyl. So that means E comes first before M. So we name ethyl first. So how do we name it? Look at where ethyl is located. So it's in carbon 3. So that's 3. And then separate it with a dash or a hyphen. So 3 ethyl. Then the second is we name the second branch. Dash again, and then 2 where methyl is, carbon 2, 2, dash again, methyl. And then after we name all the branches, that's the time we name the parent chain, in which 6 is a hexane, so 2 methyl hexane, no space. So you notice that in this example, we use the number of the carbon where the branch is located, separate the number from the name of its branch with a dash, and then dash again if it happens that you have another branch to name. Then dash again, then the name of that next branch, and then no space to be followed by the parent's name. So that's it. In the previous example, there was a comma. The comma will only be applicable if the branch has or the branches are the same. That's when you are using your di, your tri, your tetra, your penta prefixes to indicate that there's more than one of that type of branch. Okay? But for this, no comma because there the branches have different names. So that's it. Again, don't forget to take note of this in your notebook and summarize the series of steps you need to remember. Watch out for the next part of this video for more examples of naming branched alkanes. So that's it for now. This is Madam Narca saying, don't stop learning, relearning, unlearning, and God bless you all. Keep on studying and don't give up.